Hello friends, and welcome to a brand new series. This is a game that's been on my Steam wishlist for quite a while. I'm not sure if I need to play it with a keyboard and mouse or if I can use my controller. It looks like both work. This is Depersonalization. I've been wanting to try this game out for quite a while, and it's just been sitting in my, it was on my Steam wishlist, and then it's been sitting in my Steam library for a long time. I think it's time to finally start chipping away at the backlog. So let's get started. I have no idea what to expect. This game has been in my library, like I said, for a while. I know that it is by a Chinese developer, and when I booted up the game, it had said, you know, we're sorry that a lot of our translations are not very good. Our voice acting is iffy. Because it's a Chinese developer that's trying to bring their game over to other languages. Would you like to play the tutorial first? Let's enter the tutorial. Story mode, skill checks, and combat are easier, designed for players who prefer purely focused on the narrative or default difficulty. I'm going to go with story mode because, to me, I want to get through the game in a reasonable amount of time. And I don't think that it is a diss to play a game in story mode. You wake up in a strange room. You scan your surroundings before locating your sight back onto your body. You feel a little heavy, and a strange sense of confinement is making you uncomfortable. A bizarre rhythm beats inside you, and you concentrate to feel it. Star key, my reflection in the mirror. My powered is limited, and thus I cannot grant you the knowledge you desire. You must learn the laws of this dimension yourself. This place is unlike the mental one, and you have to be accustomed to the gravity's grasp. Your body is not an imprisonment imposed on your mind, but its extension and realization. Now, you must first learn to control yourself. Use the WASD or left joystick to move to the target location. Okay. Apparently we do have joystick control. You have come to be used to moving in the physical world. The familiar rhythm beats through you once again. Star key. The most important law of the physical world is to survive. Now I shall remove the censorship on your senses at a pace, and you shall feel hunger. Suddenly, a strange sensation rises from deep inside your body. Your body feels like enfeebled, your strength drained, and your spirit waning. Take the bread. You need food to keep your body healthy. Star key. There's more to life than pain. Your primal instincts will guide how you survive. Open the menu by pressing tab or menu and use bread. Okay, so I'm guessing inventory, bread, eat. Driven by a primal desire, you eat the food in front of you. A feeling of satisfaction spreads across your body, driving off the feebleness. And with that comes a warmth that fuels your heart. You have felt it, the joy of life, and a step away from death. A door appears not far from you. Okay. Star key. Doors are both nodes of nexus and walls of protection. The physical world is small and vast. Little bit of contradiction there. Doors will be your starting points from which you will journey into the unknown. To open them, you must have what it takes to explore. You try to open the door, but it refuses to move. You checked the bolt, and it seems locked. Press and hold left button Okay. So I see, like, it looks like I can interact with the door and the shelving unit. You open the cabinet. It's full of all sorts of things. You need to find the one that opens the door. If you fail the observation check, you may choose try again and consume your luck to have a second chance. Star key. Next, you will learn the concept of a check. In this world, there are events that will lead to a path divergence if inferred with. When performing a check, it will be successful if the observed result value is less than or equal to your ability value. Conservatively, the check will be a failure. If you're not satisfied with the result, you try again to have an alternate result. So a 5 and an 8 failed. Although it looks to me like it would have succeeded, but whatever, we'll try again. Here, a 3 and an 8 succeeded. I must admit I am a little confused, but I spent luck to get a success. You search the cabinet and eventually find a key. A strange familiar feeling rises from inside you. Now you can leave the room. My luck went up. By 2, apparently. So luck is a resource, it seems, that you can use up. You managed to find the key to the door. You may now leave this place. Okay. The tutorial is complete. Check other tutorials or exit. So that was the basics. Next is character interaction. Familiarize yourself with the different interactions between characters. Talk, appease, and steal. Drain checks if your roll is great. Oh, it went too fast. That's the downside of having a fast computer. Star key. There are many lives in the physical world, and each of them is unique from the rest. They're constructed in the same way, the same as yours, but their minds are their own. And it's what makes a difference in their emotions and behaviors as other people see them. You need to understand how to communicate with others. This way, they can offer help in your adventure. Hello, stranger. He's in fear. Interact with person in fear. Where the hell am I? You, stop right there. You can feel his emotion. He is scared. Contest with target's willpower. If successful, improve your relationship with the target. If unsuccessful, target might react in a negative way. Or leave. I assume that's what the red thing is, leave. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to check. Oh. I accidentally hit the skip trigger. I hit the trigger, as in Lufia 5, to speed up. That does something else entirely in this game. We'll appease him. A 0 and a 6. We needed somewhere between a 1 and a 100, I guess? And we have... I'm not 100% sure how to read this. Perhaps that's something that will come later. We have a 6 bonus 13? I don't know. It succeeded, so just confirm. There's no need to be afraid. I'm just someone like you. I can feel your fear. I won't hurt you. Your words soothe him. I saw a monster before I came here. And you don't look like a monster. I just want to get out of here. You see a key in his pocket, but he's blind to it. Can I steal the key and leave? Talk. Get me out of here. I'm getting crazy at this rate. Steal. Contest the target's observation. If succeed, acquire an item from the target. Cannot be used once it fails. 0 and 5, which somehow gave me 5, 23 in the top right. but it's a success. You sneak the key away from him while he's not paying attention. Then a door appears before you. Hooray! I can finally get out of this place. Thank you so much. You saved me. This man enters the door and disappears. You feels his gratitude for you, but it was a move of your finger. You now feel the sensation of joy. Is this the connection between people? Star key. Complexities are built with the bricks of simplicity. Now you have learned about the basics of the physical world. It is time to leave this place. Okay. So far, pretty simple. Let's enter the battle tutorial. When a character's SP is at full, all skill. Star key. You will now face a formidable enemy. But don't worry, it's merely a projection of the entity. Its attacks won't be lethal during the combat, and you will be free to act at your will. However, only specific actions can deal damage to it. Enter the fight when you are prepared. Okay, so I have a status screen. I can see all of my stats. I'm at 50 of 90 of everything except for Constitution. Ammo. Okay, so this game must use weapons that are guns, perhaps? A terrifying monster stands in front of you. Are you ready to challenge it? Fight. You learned a new spell due to occultism change. Inflict blind. Enchant blade. Dominate. Star key. I may not be able to rewrite the rules of space and time with this power, but I can still offer you assistance in combat. You can foresee the enemy's movements in advance and know its state. Over its head is the action it will take this round. At its feet is its current state. Analysis of energy movements and insight into enemy weaknesses are key to victory. Now, this enemy in front of you will only be harmed by attack actions. Try launching an attack against it. Okay. I do not know what these symbols are, but we have technique, spell, and attack. Unarmed attack. Attack without any weapon in hand. Speed plus 10. Dodge plus 20. A success rate of 84%. Subdue. Strength versus strength. Strength check value is 50. Can only target humans and monsters. Perform a contest with the target in strength. When successful, deal 1 to 3 damage with extra damage and apply coma. Gain control of their weapon if they have one. Medicine check. The heck? Speed plus 20. Clash with your targets. Dodge with your medicine. So it looks like all of these are doing like 1 to 3 damage. If the target is a monster, deal 20 damage. Aim for the weakness. Double edge. 2 to 12 with extra damage. Then grant self a random negative status. Okay. We have our spells here. Strike the target with a tremendous invisible force. % success rate. Okay, well, let's do that. Cast a spell. Ow. New turn begins. Observe the surroundings. Connecting to the battlefield. Successful, grant all allies bunker. Expose weakness. Focus on the attack. All passive checks, strength checks. Enter attack stance. Your attack damage next turn receives 1 bonus die. Cannot be countered. If you attack with a normal or strength weapon next turn, the attack hits maximum damage. Okay, there's a lot going on here. Let's just punch him, because there's a ton going on. We're doing more damage, at least, apparently. We did 7 damage. Now, the enemy's damage immunity state has changed. Direct attacks will not do damage to it, but you can attempt a counterattack. When the enemy initiates an attack on you, if your dodge roll rate exceeds theirs, a counterattack will be triggered. Although some enemies' attacks may prevent you from dodging against enemies that you can dodge, your evasion can have unexpected effects. Additionally, you can choose the skill action dodge to increase your success rate of your dodge. And if you're equipped with a shield weapon in your main hand, the skill action parry can also trigger the counter attack. Okay. How do I just block? Attack. Spell. Technique. Is it technique? Yeah, technique dodge. Okay. We will dodge. I guess the targeting is on us. We're dodging. And then counterattacking. Some items can use in combat. You can use an item through the item button in lower right corner. Items can be used once every turn, regardless if they are targeted all allies or enemies. Some items can be tossed at enemies, which requires a check. Try using projectile items to deal damage to the enemy. In addition, some weapons can be tossed as well, but will be destroyed if you do so. Use these weapons wisely. Okay, so now we have some grenades, apparently. Use slash throw, EMP grenade, high explosion bomb, machete, axe. Alright, let's try this. 5 to 25 damage. Throw it at the enemy. Throw item. Boom! And he's on fire. Okay. And that didn't take up a turn? Or was it just that fast? He's burning. You know how to do battles, and I believe from this point you need to fight on your own. Free of my guidance, I'm sure you will win this battle with what you have learned. If your success rate on an action is too low, try using Enhance with Luck. Just click the Lucky Clover button in the left when you attempt an action. This allows you to have a one-time enhancement on the success rate, consuming some of your luck. I have no idea where the Lucky Clover is. But we have a pretty high success rate, so let's just finish the battle. He burns to death. We win. Victory. We took no damage, I think because it was the tutorial. You watch as the defeated monster vaporizes. Star key. You have now successfully familiarized yourself with the laws of battle in this world, and this dimension has served its purpose. In the future, you may encounter some other rules of the world. For example, the trait that symbolizes a character's experience, personality, and faith. The occupation that symbolizes a character's excellence in different fields of expertise. A character's SP determines their mental condition, and a low SP can lead to madness. Using magic also consumes your SP. Different weapon types also have different effects when in battle. But you must venture into the world free of worries. Okay. I will tell you, that was a lot to take in. But it's good to know what you're getting into, I think, before you start the game. So, happy to try the tutorial. Okay. The first story is called All in One and One in All. This is a story of the forgotten. When a false history descends, how do humans decide their fate? If your whole world was built upon falsehoods, would you still be willing to share your spark to light up others' lives? Now, before we begin, I just want to mention again that this game has been translated in multiple languages. It was originally written in Zhongwen, or Chinese, so give it a little bit of a pass, give it a little bit of forgiveness on the grammar and the word choices, because English was clearly not their original target. With that said, let's start. Skip the entire prologue. Cancel. Let's try the prologue first.
In the deepest recesses of consciousness itself.
One other thing I forgot to mention was that I believe a lot of the voiceover lines are AI generated, so that's why you got that weird sound there. I don't think that's a human. And there's not everything's voiced over, apparently. Star Key. You are my sole remaining connection to the mortal plane. You also represent my last hope to break through this prison of time and space that I have been confined within. At present, the history here is unable to be altered. I must return to the beginning of consciousness and fall dormant for a period of time. Before I do so, I ask that you act in my place within this period. Only you can break through the barriers of this time and space and create an opportunity for us. I have nothing to say. I guess that's a silent agreement. Okay. Whatever you say, awesome anime lady. You are standing your parents' bedroom. As a child of nearly 8 years. Yes, I know. It's missing a word there. Currently, you are in the process of replacing the daffodils in the vase that your mother keeps at her bedside. Your mother is lying on the bed, awake but very much tired. Is that laying? Is that lying? I think it's pronounced lying on the bed, but it's spelled laying on the bed. That is not the fault of the game's translation. That is merely a fault of the English language. Mother, my aunts and uncles are all still sleeping. This guy's name is Anan? I couldn't wake them up, so I snuck into the garden and picked some flowers for you. Do you think they'll be upset with me?
The woman's face showed sadness, but held a look of acceptance as she took in the child's words.
She sat up and slowly began to speak to the child before her. See, that's a real name, Grace. No, my child, you've done nothing wrong. Everyone's just tired. They need a good rest. It would be best if you didn't disturb them. Anan, you have been such good care taking care of me. When I'm feeling a little better, let's move to the town together. You'll be able to make a lot of friends and have a little more freedom. Are you sure? Grandpa told me that I needed to stay in the castle. Don't worry, my dear. Grandpa will surely agree. Anan, could you pass along a message to Grandpa? I'm feeling much better now. Please tell Grandpa not to worry. Make sure to avoid the Chamber of Secrets, or Dad will be angry.
You promised your mother that she could count on you.
Now it's time to leave so that she can continue to rest. Clue to Father's study. Mother looks much better. She asks you to pass the message on to Grandfather. She also warns you not to disturb his father's work in his chamber. For some reason, your memories of the past are a little vague. Then you remember that behind the family portrait, there's a secret passage to the chamber. Huh. Okay, controls. Investigator can survive damage that exceeds their current HP for once, as long as that damage is not higher than their max HP. Wait a sec. One more time. Investigator can survive damage that exceeds their current HP for once, as long as the damage is not higher than their max HP. Okay. So it's kind of like as long as you're not fighting something that could one-shot you, you can survive. Once their HP drops to 0, the investigator will not be able to continue exploration. This is the movement. A die roll that ends up with the same or lower value than the target value is a success. In most cases, the target value is the same as the value of the investigator's skill, but under some circumstances and checks have a higher difficulty class where the target value is a fixed portion of the skill value. Different class. Success, your roll less than skill value. Hard success, your roll less than or equal to, half of skill value. Critical success, your roll less than or equal to 1/10 of skill value. Let me just sit on this screen for a second. think about this for a moment. Okay, let's keep going. The secret dice. When the investigator performs an action, they will do a secret dice roll. Depending on the result of the ability check, the story may move towards different directions. Contradictions may occur between the investigator and other characters. And under such circumstances, a contest will be performed where the two characters clash with their dice rolls. The character ends up with a high difficulty class. The character ends up with a high difficulty class, wins, and takes initiative in action. In certain cases, characters have bonus or penalty dice when they do rolls. When a character have one or more bonus dice, they roll that many plus one dice and pick the lowest number among them as a result. So you want low dice. For penalty dice, the rule is the same except they pick the highest number as the result. Oh crap. Okay, weapon type. Each weapon has one or more weapon types: normal, strength, dexterity, technique, defense, firearm. Normal weapons have average performance, but you can still increase their damage by focus. Strength weapons have better performance when using focus. In addition, when equipping a strength weapon in your main hand, cleave becomes available. Dexterity weapons, when equipped in your main hand, enable dodge. Also, when dealing damage to an enemy with a dexterity weapon and with a hard or higher success, you have a chance to immediately attack the enemy again. When attacking with a technique weapon, you need to do a erudition check? Erudition check? On success, this attack will not consume any durability of the weapon. Defensive weapons enable block. Firearm weapons enable rapid rate and rake. In addition, if your speed is higher than your enemies when attacking with the weapon, you get a bonus dice for this attack. A lot of this isn't really clicking, but we'll figure it out as we go. Mother's resting and I shouldn't disturb her. How do I run? Take it. Water. This is a picture of your immediate family. A little boy was sitting on the knees of a gray-haired old man. Behind him stood a young couple smiling happily. This photo looks blank. Where? I don't see anything there. Open the drawer.
Mother made you promise to not open this drawer. That's a promise you feel you should keep.
Okay, we'll keep that promise. I can wait for remain in place for 1 turn. This action may alter the character's status. Oh, okay. I can trigger running with the right button. The right button. And there's my interaction. Every supplementary component you need for crafting. Bread and a gas light. It is a weapon. It loses 1 durability after each attack. It has 5 durability. Take all. And what's going on over here? Flour. Use. Can only be used when SP is no more than 50. More food. And more materials. I will take them. Okay, I'm leaving Mother.
You close the bedroom door quietly behind you as you leave the room.
What's going on here? Candle. Throw. Let's take those. Burn the carpet! Interact. Why would I burn the carpet? View portrait.
This is a picture of your family. Your grandfather stands in the middle, his graying hair not giving away his age. Next to him, a young couple stands holding a young child. You see your mother's pale face and complexion showing a sense of illness.
The man who you presume to be your father stands behind her, wearing a black, wide-brimmed hat. You cannot make out what he looks like. Around them stand many other figures, well-dressed, who you know to be your many aunts and uncles. Why would I burn the carpet? Inspection check. What? Success. Inspiration check. A 60. Okay, so 1 to 100 is a success? What the hell is that? I can't move. What is going on?
For some unknown reason, you suddenly feel creepy, as if there are many invisible dangers lurking around you.
You hear strange voices all around you, taunting and mocking you. However, after only 1 gasp, this feeling disappears. Sanity check. 92. Reduce 1 to 3 on successful. Reduce 1 to 6 on failure, and I failed massively?
A heavy sound rings from behind you, like a door being pushed open with great force.
Who the hell is that? You take a look back, and a man covered in bandages pushes away the family portrait and slowly steps out into the stone corridor. It's death. Oh my god. It's going to Mom. Auto-saving. It's going to Mom's room. My lovely Grace, my beautiful angel. Finally, we can be together forever.
An unusual aura of black mist swirls and swiftly dissipates into nothingness.
What?
You watch your parents simply disappear in what was less than smoke and dust.
What? You swear you heard a sting, a string break inside you. Oh my gosh. So something in Chinese religious philosophy, Chinese culture, is that people are connected by strings of fate. You swear you heard a string break inside you. Mother's dead. I'm losing my mind. And I failed again. I'm going insane. The handwriting on the paper is delicate and you recognize it as your mother's. It seems to be for your father. Ronald, my love, Father warned me not to see you now. The only way I can convey my thoughts to you is by letter. Anon has woken up. You don't need to worry about our child. What we had planned worked, and he has forgotten the incident. Some loving words are omitted here. What the hell is going on? Mother! She's gone, so let's check the drawer.
Mother made you promise to not open this drawer. That's a promise you feel you should keep.
Mother is gone. Open the drawer. Oh my gosh, what the heck? I am losing my mind. Where's my mind? I'm losing it. I don't know, man. Maybe it's Constitution? He has been living in the castle all his life, yearning for everything beyond the walls. He is sensible and well-behaved and will keep his promises, but because of this, he bears burdens that are not typical for his age. I don't know, man. There's something going on here. The game saved for me when that happened. I'm going to drop a save because I don't know what's going on. You know what? Let's go tell Daddy. Where is Daddy? I can still burn the carpets. I don't think I'm going to.
You look out the window. Outside is a world where the sun and moon dance. The grass roams free, and the forest thrives. It's the world you've always wanted to see for yourself.
I'm taking all the candles with me just in case. I guess. Head to den.
The moment you walk into the study, the flow of time around you completely freezes. As you notice something changing in the air, you struggle to stand and lose consciousness.
Oh, I'm losing it.
When you regain consciousness, your grandfather is there, standing in front of you. You also almost immediately notice a gate that you have never seen in the study before.
My dear grandchild, you are the family's last hope. While the stars of the world all abide by rules and patterns, the destinies of people themselves are different. We've made you bear far too much responsibility. So now, child, I'll give you 10 years of freedom.
My grandfather pointed to the stone gate standing in the center of the study. The gates seemed to connect two worlds together. You see the meadow and forest spread far on the other side of the gate.
You notice that grandfather's tone seems different today. He's acting far softer than normal, creating a sense of discomfort within you. You subconsciously voice that sense of doubt climbing up from your chest. Grandfather, are we going together? Grandpa, I don't want to leave. I want to stay with you. I don't want to leave here. I don't like the outside world. I want to be with Mom and Dad. I don't want to leave you. My dear grandchild, I couldn't give you a good childhood. It's all Grandpa's fault. Grandpa couldn't save your parents. All your grandpa can do is offer you 10 years of freedom to live life as you wish. Anon, my pride and joy. Even if you feel sad, please face life with optimism. I know you'll continue to suffer as the haze builds up in your heart, so please try to forget what came before. Forget the stone walls you've lived in and your home here. Forget the faces of all of us, your family. Forget the memories that bind you to this place. Forget everything that happened here. Child, remember the sky is always connected. No matter where you are, the stars will light your way home.
In your eyes, the gate now turns into a soft and comfortable bed.
A wave of exhaustion washes over you. Now all you want to do is rest. A comfort the bed ahead can provide. He cast black magic on me. You stumble through the door in a daze. The meadow, field, and even the bed you just saw that were all there only a second ago vanish as if it were all a dream. This was no dream, though. As the above rainstorm calls out its fury ahead, you watch as the rain furiously pours upon the town in front of you, Dunwich. The heavy rain guides the river water and causes the huge castle standing on the cliff to collapse instantly. The town of Dunwich now was merely a forgotten pile of rubble and rain. You feel dizzy from the unbelievable destruction you witnessed and fall to the side of the road, unconscious. Does this car look like it has a backwards face? Like its taillights are its headlights and it's got a face? Moments later, a gray-haired old man drives down the rain-drenched road in a Ford. The blinding headlights shine down on you lying on the ground. The driver quickly realizes that you are unconscious and carries you back to the car. In this violent wind and rain, judging the land below, he drove past the mudslide and continued on his way. 10 years later. Okay. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here. Providence Night Dormitory. Anon has grown up. Public security is only getting worse. There's already another incident. I should follow the doctor's advice and get to bed earlier today. I really hope this medicine actually works. Patient seems to have experienced severe memory loss without any lasting damage in any other physical or mental functions themselves. Based on patient's explanation, he is able to slowly piece together the missing memories by small amounts at a time, though with tremendous pain.
Unfortunately, by the time he is able to even get anywhere near the deeper portions of his memories, the pain becomes too much and he's unable to continue. The problem lies with what comes next. If he doesn't attempt to look through these memories for an extended period of time, then it fades as if he'd not remembered it in the first place. This means that he finds himself at the start of the gate he'd been venturing if he doesn't keep at it.
On the other hand, if you ignore the memories, then they become like a massive boulder sitting inside your head, slowly accumulating more and more mass. So the question is, how could we create a physical application to interact with memories? Or is it a question of the pain we should be focusing on lessening in order to allow the patient to continue pushing themselves? The latter seems far too dangerous, whereas the former will take time to come to a solution. Without being able to identify the cause of these symptoms, the best path forward is to attempt sleep-aiding medications to allow the patient the opportunity to break this stillness. That concludes the report. Main symptoms include, but are not limited to, insomnia, palpitation, accompanied by hallucinations, poor appetite, partial emotional function loss, and difficulty in retrieving older memories. Blood pressure results, 102/51. Patient's blood pressure is concerning and could be due to rapid mental change in line with his current memory difficulties. This blood pressure sounds perfectly fine to me. Recently, within the last year, I had been in the hospital, and when they took my blood pressure, it was sometimes 90/50. So I don't know. It seems pretty normal to me. It's a little low, but not that low. Diagnosis. It is recommended to avoid alcohol and stimulating activities. It is also advised to attempt to sleep at an earlier time to allow the body greater time to recover. Prescription. A small amount of benzolam. Benzolam. I've never heard of that medicine. That sounds like a fake benzodiazepine because most benzodiazepines end in lam. And it says benzolam. So benzo, something that impacts your GABA receptors in your brain and creates a calming feeling. A common benzo would be something like Xanax or lorazepam, something like that. A small amount of benzolam has been prescribed to the patient as a means to reduce stress levels and prevent any major potential incidents in day-to-day life.
You take the medicine bottle from the cabinet. Medication prescribed by your doctor to act as a stress-reducing agent, which he hopes could be a counter-effect from the effects of sleep traumas and hallucinations.
Take the medicine. It's my only choice. Personally, I'd rather stash the medicine and use it when things are getting pretty serious, like, I don't know, my mom is turning into clouds of dust in front of my eyes. I hope that I can actually have a good dream for once. Willpower check. Failure! I can't even sleep right. Will I ever roll a success? I'm gonna retry. Okay, we have succeeded. We are getting the sleep we need.
Despite the medication, your restless anticipation of a potential good rest is preventing you from being able to, IMMID8 fall asleep, as the sound of your heartbeat rings out.
So even though I re-rolled for a success, I still am having trouble sleeping. Many strange images flow through your mind and you begin to be unable to tell whether you are half asleep or awake. By the way, I have no idea why half of the line is voiced over and the other half isn't. It's Death! He's in the corner of my room! Shit, it's the guy that killed my mom! Yarr, yarr. I can't control my body. I have sleep paralysis. I'm supposed to be in a dream, aren't I? No matter how real it seems, it's still just a dream. Okay. I maintained some level of sanity.
You wake up from a nightmare, forcefully pushing yourself against the back of your bed in a cold sweat. Whatever attacked you left no wounds. It was just your imagination.
I still lost 2 SP. Even so, your body acts as though that pain was real, sending waves of anguish through you. As you try to calm down, you breathe deeply a few times and slowly begin to feel yourself accepting that it was just a dream. You hesitate for a moment, but you fall back asleep, exhausted.
As you slowly enter the realm of sleep once again, this time you are uninterrupted by the many nightmares that usually haunt your restless self.
Uninterrupted. What the heck? A letter came through
There is no written message on the envelope, but the seal itself feels strangely familiar.
Did the letter come through the window even though the window is closed? You opened the letter subconsciously. Anon, my amazing grandson, today is your 18th birthday. I've prepared a birthday present for you that is waiting in my study. I hope you don't mind the brevity, but I'm sure you'll find it easily. You are our family's last hope, and I truly believe that you will be able to overcome this disaster. With love from your grandfather, George Howard. Why did the letter disappear?
Your mind is flooded with fragmented images, like it's all a dream you've yet to awaken from. The very memories that you've been unable to grasp are now themselves reaching out to you. You are unable to fully process it all at once, but it sits there like smoke waiting. You imagine will be a matter of time now before the missing portions fit back together.
Fortunately for you, processing the bundle of memories doesn't feel painful this time around. A picture comes to your mind, as if it were something on the edge of your consciousness all this time. You see a castle standing in the night. Above and around it, the sky and the stars creating a dazzling work of art. There's a chapel on the west side, and a star-gazing pavilion in a dome-like structure. It all seems so familiar. Slowly, and then all at once, the memories of your family hit you like a waterfall that had been plugged. Clue to Arkham. Letter evokes a dusty portion of your memory, and the gaps of your hometown come flooding back to you. You desperately want to get back to that place. You know there must be something waiting for you. Arkham is accessible via the Interstate Bridge. You've met a lot of people in the past 10 years. The person who you admire most is your pseudo-guardian, Mr. Carl, a warm and humorous psychology professor. You should visit Mr. Cardinal before you leave. I can't make this scroll down any, though. Huh. Okay. Lots of places to interact with. Take the money, take the sedative, take the medical history, take the food. Let's take it all. Let's wait on that. Hooded coat, stealth plus 10. Splint. Restores HP and removes fractured. Add penalty dice in every check by the stack count of fractured. Applied only in the checks of some attributes and abilities and material. Take the umbrella. Can I equip these things? Spell, formation, action, clue. Huh. Let's equip the pocket watch. Okay, so the umbrella is a weapon. Let's equip the jacket. None of these increase my SP. Nope, wait. The medicine does. Can only be used when your SP is no more than 65. Let's put the umbrella in my main hand. And put the lighter, gaslight, in my offhand, I guess. Can only use the flower when SP is no more than 50. Okay, and last, let's check the newspapers. The newspaper's front page is detailing news of a major safety incident involving meat products sent to the city of Arkham. Although the food companies involved have resolved the issues, most of the food has already entered the market. Those who have consumed these food products have displayed highly unusual symptoms. While the incubation symptoms are not necessarily obvious, it writes that patients have often fallen into mania, fits, impulsiveness, and extreme irritability. It has already led to several violent conflicts with victims. Paper on the research on the lost city of Carcosa, which was said to be eradicated from the map in an unholy disaster. Tens of thousands of people vanished in just one night, alongside the stone walls and pillars. Eventually, its disappearance led to a war waged by the neighboring kingdoms that lasted a few centuries. Story item. And a horror novel. Leaf through it to see if there's anything useful. Story item. Alright, this was the book that Amy recommended. I haven't finished reading it. I still need to also return this thesis as well to the library afterwards. Can I use those items now? And just read the book real quick? Bizarre stories, unspoken development, and unspeakable horrors. A success, 25. I needed to get between 9 and 97 to succeed, maybe? 97 to 100 for ultra succeed? 1 to 9 for fail? And I have an observe of 80? Maybe? Okay. Note paper in the book. Amen. They're putting on a play, Tosca in the School. I mean, I've never watched an opera before, so any chance you could come watch it with me? Amy. Cool. I can't do anything with that item. And I can't do anything with class paper. Can't do anything, apparently, with the medical either. I think I've checked everywhere. Let's move on. There's 2 little time periods. AP remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So do these not take any time? But going to the library does? Let's go to no AP required, re-entry available. Head to Carl's room.
As soon as you enter the room, you see Carl drinking his way to enlightenment as usual.
You hear him happily humming a tune of his own creation, or writing what you believe to be his manuscript. I can leave, I can chat with him, or I can investigate.
What lies before you is a desk that carries piles upon piles of notes, academic theses, books, and small notes that look to have been written and swiftly forgotten about.
Observe, use occultism, use luck. My occultism is only at 30. That's just 90% success. Okay. Sir, what is this picture? It came in the mail from a previous patient I worked with. He wanted to thank me for curing his strange disease. He's rather young, but he was complaining that his memory is getting worse rapidly. He told me that it was all tied to some strange dream that he forgot the content of upon waking up each day. All he remembered was that there was some place he wanted to go. So I aided him into archiving I think it's supposed to be achieving. Is that right? Achieving a trance-like state to search for memories in his dreams subconsciously. Sometime later, I got this painting in the mail. I suspect he found what he was looking for. Look at how he's smiling in front of that yellow house. You notice a broken yellow badge attached to the edge of the letter. Upon picking it up, you feel a strange shiver run through your body. You examine the badge a little closer and see a strange symbol along the back of it, but nothing to indicate what it might represent. There's something that makes you uncomfortable about this symbol. I'll look into it just in case. Sir, this badge seems interesting in some way I can't discern. Do you mind if I studied it? Feel free to take it. The clutter is piling up in my office anyway. I don't have the time to look through every last little thing here. Every last thing here. Okay. What's this? Shattered medallion. I have no idea. Let's talk to Carl. Review the study records or talk. Let's review. Dream analysis. Since the start of human evolution, countless fragments of consciousness have existed within the great sea of unconsciousness. The common habits humans have established were derived from a sense of collective consciousness that society enacts upon a fresher mind. What was it that came first? The concept of human clusters? Or was it the ocean of consciousness that established deeper thoughts? Or deeper thought? What is the deepest part of a dream? In the ocean I describe as consciousness, is there nothing awaiting its deepest depths? Or are there greater beings able to manipulate the consciousness of humanity? The human mind and body are connected in some manner. That much is true. The mind is not an invisible thing, independent of the body. Everyone is born with a brain capable of generating emotions and thinking in some manner to different degrees. All complex human emotions have their own elaborate biological mechanisms. Changes in the body affect the mind, and changes in the mind affect the body. Okay. Little weird. Professor Carl, why are you drinking again? I don't plan to drink once the day comes to an end. I'm not an alcoholic, for crying out loud. Anan, do you understand the idea of wearing another persona? I don't quite understand what you're getting at, Professor. Alright, so as an example, a drunkard is one of my personas. When I'm drunk, I can relax my mind and release my emotions to a much greater degree than normal. On that note, I still have more wine on hand. Would you like to try it for yourself? You should experience a variety of emotions rather than sticking to your norm of comfortable. In a sense, emotions are a greater form of empathic and comprehensible knowledge. It's just good for you to experience the world in various ways. I already know that, Professor. I've already been trying something similar. In my case, trying to understand emotions through literature. Do you enjoy it? Or at least do you feel like it's been beneficial to you? I hate it. No, specifically, I hate stories. People tell stories, put themselves in a position of authority. They use these stories to elaborate their own values that they believe to be correct. Santa Claus keeps a list of bad children. Only hard-working bees are allowed to be given honey. Women were made from one of Adam's ribs. These well-known stories are laced with personal values and truths. The wider the story is told, the more it constrains people to act as a form of truth. These stories fight for power, with the winners being a form of fact or cultural standard. I just think it's an excuse for power. So you're more interested in the world's actual history? History is written by the winners. Even so, there's still truth can be interpreted and observed. No one can return to the past themselves, after all. All we have is the interpretation of others. The current way of humanity, after all, is to understand the past as a grand narrative, after all. Well, regardless, I don't suppose you came here today to discuss your studies. Professor, I've come to say that I'm leaving for some time. I'm going back to Arkham. That's great to hear. Even if you hadn't decided to do so, I'd have done my best to persuade you eventually. People's past experiences will affect aspects of the present in some manner. We've been unable to get any results with form of trance therapy. I've attempted, after all. I'm certain that it's those lost memories that are the cause of your current problems. Even so, don't put too much expectation into this. Even if nothing comes of it, you can still see it as a relaxing holiday trip. People still need a driving sense of purpose. Yes, I understand, Professor. I hope that by the time you return, I have a better understanding myself of your condition. Here are the keys to the car. I won't be traveling anytime soon anyway. If you feel like you owe me, you can just wash it for me on the way back. It has been with me for many years, and just like me, it is an old soul. Thank you for everything, Professor. Got the keys. Okay. Let's take a look and see if there's anything that these keys have to say. Nope, just keys to start a Ford car. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to get something to drink, and then we're going to continue on. I have no idea what is going on, and it's kind of drawn me in. If the game just tells you all of its secrets right from the get-go, you're not working for anything. So just a reminder, this is Depersonalization. It's a little bit of an old game, a little bit of a story, there's a lot going on here. It's also kind of an engine, I believe, that you can kind of create your own adventure in. But for now, we are playing through the first story, and I'm curious to know what else this game has to show for us. So please, feel free to click on the next video and check it out. And if this is something that interests you, I feel like we've gotten just a taste. You'll know if this game is for you. And maybe you don't want to watch the next video. Maybe you'd rather just purchase the game and try it out yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. And I'll see you next time.